like on all over the place except for do it. Let me go live on Instagram. All right, I am live on Instagram too, and my social media has been really weird on my phone today, so hopefully
it's been weird everywhere today.
it's like okay, good to know. I was like, get out of my Wi-Fi, all that, but that doesn't matter. So welcome to Conversations for Clarity. We both feel a little like discombobulated, like I feel it.
I swear Mercury retrograde just ended.
Oh. Let me go ahead and share this real quick across all of where we need to be, and then
I'm typing in the call-in number for anyone that would like to call in and join us in our conversation today.
Let me do that too. Just give us a minute, hang tight. If you're already listening in, you know the drill. We're figuring this all out. Oh, well, now that guy's not working. What the? There we go. Weird. 4, 8, 7, 7, 9, 9. Heidi.
Right, I got it.
Okay.
And I'm pinned.
2742. I'm almost done. And okay, go ahead and introduce us, and then I'm going to go ahead and share on Facebook.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Conversations for Clarity. We meet every Wednesday at noon Mountain Standard Time, and it is such an honor to be here with all of you. Thank you so much for joining us. We've been doing this for, at least 8 months now. And it's been so fun. I'm Celeste, also known as Mothering Healing on Facebook and Instagram. I'm an intuitive life coach and a spiritual medium. And I just love these little Wednesday sessions with Stephanie. We have had such a great time.
They're always in alignment, and so interesting that you guys recorded today for our podcast about alignment.
Right.
I wasn't able to be on there, but I'm so excited to hear because I know it's going to be perfect. But I'm Stephanie Joseph. My business is Soul Aligned Services. It's all about aligning your branding, aligning yourself to who you are, your authentic self. I just officially launched a couple of weeks ago, so have a couple discovery calls this week. I mean, it's just fun. So
Yay.
And today we are talking about community and collaboration. Hello. One of my favorite topics.
Yes. That's how we met, you and I.
Yes.
Trying to figure out how to bring the community together and collaborate more.
Right. About January, February of last year. I'm actually sharing this over to the courtyard real quick before we get going in the conversation. So yeah, the fourth Wednesday of every month, our vision is to just talk about collaboration and hopefully bring people into this space that either you're part of the courtyard or you're just share in the joy of collaboration, like real collaboration. This is like getting rid of the competition that there's enough to go around.
What does real collaboration mean, Stephanie?
Real collaboration means it's a win-win for everyone involved. And I even am hesitant using that win-win word because I've seen that so much in business, like, hey, open for collabs, DM me for collabs. But it's just true, like you each bringing your gifts into the space, letting go of expectations and just truly coming together to create. And being in alignment, I mean, the alignment piece is huge, obviously, for me, but that's big for the collaborations that I work with or desire to work with, because it's all about that alignment. And then the other piece of it is really bringing the gifts together and utilizing each other's gifts and growing together. So perfect example, I'm looking for a virtual assistant. that to support me, you know, as I bring clients on board, and also to possibly do trade work where I can assist them in aligning their business and they can do some virtual social media work for me. Because I don't think that we always have to exchange with finances. I think we can exchange, have other energetic exchanges, and that's what real collaboration is to me.
Yes, I agree 100%. I think that's beautiful. And I think the only thing that I would add is just having that space where you truly can show up as your authentic self and completely be you. And I just love that we just want to support everyone to be their authentic self and to share with each other. It's not, it's not a spot about me building my business. It's not a spot about me building your business. It's about a spot that is allowing all of us to come together and grow together.
You know, that's actually a really, really cool point. So those, I know I mentioned it last month when we were talking, but I'm going to mention it probably every time. I have had in the past the tendency to handhold, you know, it goes back to my network marketing days. You know, I had this big vision of a team that was a true collaboration. Like, you know, what is it that lights you up? We sold skincare, nutrition, and cosmetics. So what is it of those that light you up? And let's come together and do it. If it's the cosmetic side of it, let's like build on who you are. And I had this vision of this team collaboration, and we grow as a team. I don't want to be the top. I don't want, you know, any of that. But what I also found is I did a lot of hand holding, and I did a lot of like, you know, I'm fine to encourage, but what I've learned, especially over the last couple of years, is that's done. You know, I'm happy to like inspire into what's that?
Oh no.
But here's the difference. I know you're laughing. It's like, it's the inspiration, but it's teaching a man to fish. And I always wanted to like, not, it was just a natural tendency in me to just naturally be the fisherman. So in the community, like it's growing slowly, and we post daily topics, and we've had some great engagement. We've had some, you know, beautiful conversations around that. But it's really like, I invite each of you to really come into that space, let go of what you've experienced in past groups, and truly like come in there and embrace yourself and share who you are, and don't feel worried about stepping on toes or worried about am I doing this the right way. We don't have a right way. We have our own way. And so that's really like, it's really a space for you to just embrace yourself. And this doesn't have to be business. I don't want people just to think that you can collaborate in business. You're collaborating in life, like bringing your wisdom of parenting, bringing your wisdoms of cooking, and whatever lights you up, crocheting. Like I want to see, I just had a friend post that her self-taught habit of crocheting went to the next level by making beanies for her cat. And it brought so much joy. Just, I don't care about crocheting, I'll be honest. Like I've dabbled in it, I tried it, but just to see her joy in what she created for her cats, like bring that in there.
That's what we want. I love that.
So,
and we both feel the same. I mean, I've shared with you, I've had a few people talk, mention things to me like, wouldn't it be fun to this? And wouldn't it be fun if you guys did this? And I'm like, yeah, post it, put it in there, throw it out to the whole community. I'll support you. But I want people to, I want to empower others to step in to what they want to create, what they want this space to be, and make it theirs.
Well, I think that is the shift in general of our culture. We've been so inundated with the, guru mentality, the like, is this the right way to do things? Is this the right way to market? Is this the right way? Let's let go of that, because you're your own guru, you're your own person. And so let's get into a space of empowerment where you can feel comfortable and confident to empower yourself. And
Right.
With it too, is as we're building the community, if there's things that you want to see and you're not comfortable yet, maybe there's some shyness, or I want to work on loving myself more, or I want to do that, like, bring those up, like message anybody in the group and just say that, hey, this is something I'm curious to talk about, but I'm not comfortable. Like, and then we'll open up that space to have that conversation. And then hopefully as you get more comfortable with getting to know people in there, that then you can ask it for yourself. So there is my hand holding. I will hand hold you there.
I think Nike got it right with their slogan with just do it. I mean, think about us. If we talked about it for a couple of weeks, and we wanted it to be just perfect. And then we finally decided, no, we're just going to jump in and we're just going to do it. And have we been perfect? Absolutely not. We have totally had some hiccups and some bumps in the road, but we just did it. And we've learned so much along the way. And there have still been some amazing nuggets that have just, I know, have really hit and touched people. And that's what I'm grateful for. So just do it.
Yeah. And that is, Conversations for Clarity was created as that space for conversations. Like, obviously we set it up as a call-in, we get people here and there, but it's like just opening space for talking. And that is the courtyard in my mind as well. You're in there, you're, bracing yourself, you're talking to people. The visual of the courtyard within the college or even at the apartment buildings, people are just walking around, just having chit chat, sitting at the fountain, having their lunch. That to me is the courtyard. And that's, just having those conversations. And so if anybody has anything they want to talk about today that's just off the shelf or off the top or like whatever, like that's what we're here to talk about. So
feel free to call in on the number that we have posted everywhere. If you'd like to join us, you may anonymously or you may introduce yourself. There will not be a video. It will be just your voice. Or if you'd like to just type a question, you can type a question either on Facebook or Instagram and we'll answer it for you.
Yeah. So we are live in the courtyard. So if anybody's listening in there and you want to hop on and share what you're learning or what you're wanting to learn, all of that fun stuff. So sky's the limit.
Right?
It's an open call today.
Podcast that I won't say too much, but that we taped this morning. We missed you terribly.
Thank you. I missed you too. How was it? About alignment.
It was a good conversation. It went really quick. It was funny because I looked and I was like, oh, we're at that 42 mark.
The magical 40
mark. Everything that we do, it's like we get into the conversation and it's flowing, and then all of a sudden we look and it's like, wow, 40 minutes are gone.
I'm super excited. Janice already sent me the file and I was editing where the episode that's launching tomorrow is about journaling. But Janice and I just did a little quick episode on it, and it's fun. Talks a little bit about our childhood programming around journaling.
Mm-hmm.
And how, and it kind of actually rolls into what you guys, I'm assuming partly what you guys talked about, because just a little teaser, but Janice shared about when she was in a space of like daily journaling, 15 minutes of just dedicated time about her desires versus when she wasn't. And that alignment's been coming up big all over the place.
Yeah, that's funny. That's probably why she mentioned that to me, because we were talking about journaling came up in our talk today. And I said that because as a reflector, that's something that's definitely suggested, is that you have a moon calendar and you journal and you follow everything. And I said, that's one thing, even though I tell all of my clients the amazing benefits of journaling, I have yet to commit myself and dive deep into it and do it myself.
That would be fascinating to look at it though. When you're ready to commit to that, I want to analyze it with the moon cycles. Like, okay, there's my like scientific research brain coming in, because that would be really interesting. And then even to possibly look at the daily themes. Ooh, this would be fun. Maybe it would be fun.
Oh no.
Because then you can look at almost the collective themes as well and see if there's any connection there. That would be fun.
Yeah. One of these
days, not a top priority.
Oh.
YouTube, so I always forget to go look over there, that if there's any questions, or so anybody watching in, feel free to write your questions anywhere or hop on with us.
It's a quiet week this week.
Yeah, maybe
Interesting.
wrapping up the month.
It's a quiet week this week. I
Yeah.
didn't know if it was just me or what, but it seems everywhere.
How is everybody feeling?
I've kind of stayed. I just got back from visiting my daughter in California, which was absolutely amazing and totally neted. I miss the oceans.
Sunshine. I know your pictures of you on the beach. I'm like, oh.
I know. I try not to post too much.
Enjoy.
Well, that I sent many food pictures and beach pictures too, but I didn't want to torture too many people. Yeah, no, it was really good. And I've kind of right now I tried to take it easy last night and yesterday, and then today jumping back in. That's why I was like, this does not feel like Wednesday. I'm all thrown off now.
So, I got sidetracked because I don't know if it's in the courtyard, so I was that stopped me for a minute.
Oh, if it made it there.
Yeah, it's really weird when I'm sharing how to go back and look, but it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. So if you guys are there, tag me, say look at me because I can get my notifications, but I don't see
Let
that.
us know if you're watching. Let us know.
If you want to find the courtyard on Facebook, just search the courtyard collaboration and it'll pop right up. It's a pretty. Just make sure you have that collaboration piece because there is other courtyards on there, and it'll just hop right in. Oh, we are okay. Perfect. Good.
And if you're listening to this now, or if you're listening to the replay, please feel free to comment in the comments below and just let us know if there's something that you'd like us to talk about or any subject that you'd like a little more perspective or information on. We'd love to share with you.
Maybe we bust out the cards today. I know when it's a little bit quieter, that's something that sparks people's attention. And I know we're all over the place sharing. So how do you feel about that? I asked you. There's you and me.
It's us.
It's us. I've been loving my Gene Key deck. We busted out. It's been
Break
fun.
it out. Let's see what it has to say.
Oh, let's see. Isn't it so pretty? I gotta show everybody. It's so pretty.
Oh, I didn't even know there was a Gene Key deck.
So this woman collaborated with Richard Rudd, and it's called the Wisdom Keepers.
Nice.
It's not a Gene Key. It's I'll give a shout out to her, Rosie Aronson. I know she's on Instagram. I've tagged her before. So it's just her. She brings in some beautiful wisdom in her own life. In the cards, she's done a great job with them. But it has all of the 64 keys.
Oh, nice.
That each of the keys brings. So it's fun. So if anybody wants a card, shoot your hand up.
While you're shuffling your deck, I'm going to give a shout out right now. If anybody's listening that has found themselves down the rabbit hole like myself in this new Clubhouse app, Stephanie and I have finally finished our 3 trial rooms, and we have started a room. We are launching a room this week. It's called Human Design in Life. It will be Thursdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you're on Clubhouse, please feel free to find us and join in for that. If you'd like to hear a little more about human design, we're very excited about it.
Yes, it's been a fun learning. And I was, when you texted me, I'm like, oh no, what rabbit hole did she go down? There's plenty that you could go down right now. And I was like, oh, that's a good one. I like it.
My gosh, I was visiting my daughter this weekend, and of course I wake up at like 3-4 o'clock, and 4 or 5 o'clock is 6-7 o'clock on the Eastern side. I got in a Clubhouse the other day for 6 hours on a global women's summit, and it was amazing. It was so empowering to just sit in that room and listen to the stories of all of those women, and it was just fabulous. It was fabulous.
To Courtyard for me, because it kept pinging to me, and then finally I got on and you hopped on and a few other people that I know hopped on, and it to me it embodies the collaboration side.
Yeah.
It's really about like when I've gone into rooms, I went into one random, um, because if I don't set my time, I can go be in there forever. But it was just a random like, the title was, "I'm driving into work, you talk, I'll listen." And it was a small group. I think there was, between people coming in and out, 8 to 15 people. And we just talked about whatever we want, like
Yeah.
this. So I even shared, about my friend and I had this idea. We just wanted to talk about life. And so we started doing this every Wednesday on a radio style show. And we ended up it was, there was a guy in there that has a radio show in New York, and he just launched a kids book. And so then we ended up talking about mindfulness for kids and, just really cool stuff. Like,
Oh, it's awesome.
yeah. And you can, go, got booted off my live on Instagram.
And it truly is that collaboration side that you and I have been talking about for a year.
Yes.
Yeah. So much, it really is. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
From a business, like if anybody's, looking from a business, I mean, these people are just sharing their knowledge. And, of course they have their profiles. You can go and peek at them, and if they're, doing it, we're all in, building, hold on one sec. Target, I think that was my problem. We're all doing that. No, that's not gonna work. Wow. One thing at one time, Stephanie. We're all like just doing this life together, and that's why I always say, like, whether you're building a business or not, you have a purpose within you. You have something within you that gets to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And, you can go like, my best friend loves space and, so infatuated with Mars. I'm like, go in there, courthouse, and I bet you can find a room that's around the rope, persistence, whatever. She's gonna get annoyed with me that I don't know that, but the Mars landing,
Yep.
And I'm like, go learn, go talk to people, and you can geek out, and they let you, like, you can get up on the stage and talk. Like, you don't feel like, I remember when I first started my entrepreneurial journey, and I would see these people that had these big personalities. I call them the Reds and the Type A's, right? Those big personalities. And I always thought I wanted to be that. And that, the little girl in me is like, oh, I want what she has. I don't. But what I feel like in courthouses, there's just this, it's not even a stage. They say come up on the stage, but it's just the courtyard, right? You're just people just shooting the shit around the fountain. And they're like, oh, you have something to say? Come on up. And they like, yeah, it's so cool. So I'm excited to be doing this weekly. And we've talked some parenting and yeah, life, human design and life. That's really what it came down to. That, and also, what I'm excited to be able to talk about is, and our podcast is doing the same thing. Human design is a tool. Gene keys are a tool. It's like it's infusing another tool. Just pulling up your toolbox and pulling it out, just like journaling, just like all of these things. But it can change. It can assist in seeing your life in so many different ways, and yeah.
Bringing that awareness so that you get to decide what's right for you.
Yes. And I catch myself more and more in conversations about, like, how do you know when when you need a me time, or how do you know that? It's like when I'm not in my self being. So when I'm frustrated, I know I need a me time. That one little thing is huge for, generators. Yeah, it's huge. So,
that's when you know you're out of alignment and you need to focus on you. And the more, we talked about that this morning, the more you pay attention to that, the quicker you're going to see when you're out of alignment and be able to bring yourself back in. And it's beautiful.
It is so beautiful. So yes, Thursdays at 6, you'll get us on Clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
Okay.
Yeah, on Clubhouse. And if you need an invite, let me know. I have a few.
Me too. So
Let us
right now it's for iPhone users. I know we don't want this exclusive club, but that's what we are. So cool. I'm glad you put that shout out. I forgot about that. We're starting that tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow night. It's been fun.
Yeah. So you can also follow us on there and get notices when we do go live. Okay. Well, do we have any questions? Anybody have anything that they wanted to talk about? Otherwise, I can.
Stephanie has some Gene Key cards that she wants to pull from. If anyone would like a card or has a specific question. Someone online right now that I bet. Oh, no, it looks like she had to jump off for a second. Oh, that's too bad because she wants a session with us.
We can start out the conversation. So yeah, just raise your hand. We're pulling from the. I'm going to show it again because it's awesome. We're pulling from this beautiful deck. That is the Wisdom Keepers. So if you just have a question, you can raise your hand and I'll pull a card for you and let you be a part of the interpretation yourself. But of course, I'll provide some wisdom. But if we don't have that, we'll just keep talking.
Right?
Yeah, we do that good. Do you want a card?
I would love a card.
Let's see.
I don't get asked that very often.
I know. You get to receive too.
Matter of fact, I was in a clubhouse room yesterday and it was like a mediumship type class and they pulled people up and I went up and I had a question, but then I got so enthralled in something that someone shared before me that I answered to them instead of my question. And then I noticed that everybody that came up, they asked, would you like a card? Except for me. And I was like, oh. Nobody asked me if I want a card. So look, you read my mind.
Well, you get one today. So let's see what gets today. Ooh. Okay, yours. 22.
Which one?
22.
Oh, 22. That 22 is coming up all over the place.
And it's graciousness. Graciousness. Let me see. I don't know 22. So that's the gift. The shadow is dishonor and the city is grace. And her wisdom, come to tell you that there's nothing in you that is unworthy of love or of reverence. The very things you think you should hide or get rid of are exactly what need to be seen, felt, and expressed. Push nothing away. Transparency is the ultimate path towards grace. Be unwaveringly gracious towards every part of yourself, every feeling, every painful experience. By honoring all that is within you, you will experience the poetry and music of even the most agonizing moments. Oh, I think this embodies you. You will naturally find yourself being gracious towards others, touching their emotions, hearts, and souls with the milk of human kindness, and they will bloom in your presence.
I love it.
Yeah, at your core, you are a gloriously unique manifestation of grace. Honor your suffering, and you will discover your gift to the world. Doesn't that embody your message?
That pretty much does, yes. And the path that I've walked, for sure. I have learned to embrace all of the lessons that I have been a part of on my journey.
I know it's the card, like most her third eye, that it's a heart.
Heart, yep.
How beautiful is that?
Yep. That is beautiful. And I love the little dragonflies on the front.
Curious if you have 22 in your chart.
I don't think I do. That's the Freak to Genius channel, I think. And I can't remember, but
I'm curious, so I'm gonna look. Just because we got a little bit quiet. So Alyssa joined. Alyssa, we're just having a little fun today. If you want to, I've got my Gene Key cards. If you want us to pull your card, just shoot up your hand, or if you have a question. It's kind of a quiet day today. And you are correct. You don't have 22.
I didn't think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have it now. You just gave it.
You received it, yes. I mean, we all have them, right?
Absolutely.
I wonder what is getting activated. We're moving from freedom 55.
I was going to say, I thought I just read that.
Yeah, 55. And tomorrow, I believe we move into.
Alyssa would love a card.
Okay, Alyssa, let's get you a card.
Good to see you, Alyssa. Thanks for joining.
Okay, let's see what Alyssa has. Ooh, I even have Alyssa's chart. I could see it this one. Okay, oh, this is the guy. Go. Ooh, this one's a fun one. 48. It's resourcefulness.
Mm.
Resourcefulness. So this is the gift of resourcefulness, and the shadow is, oh my gosh, I know it because I'm just contemplating it right now. Is, hold on, I'm gonna not look at my book. I'm gonna just be with it. Oh, inadequacy. So where you feel inadequate and realizing that the gifts that you have are already within you. And so how can you pull those pieces together and be resourceful in moving those pieces together? So that's my insight, but I'll share what she has because she just writes. I just really enjoy how she writes. It's beautiful. So my gift to you is do not hide from the well of darkness within you, for there is light and boundless riches at the bottom of that well. Oh yeah, 48 is the well of knowledge, right? Oh yeah. You can find elegant solutions to all of life's challenges and just the right support when you need it most. But first, you must reassure your body that it is safe even when you don't have all the answers. Let the parent in you love and hold the child within, even in the presence of fear. Over time, you will spontaneously dive into the void and discover more warmth there than you ever expected. Trust your inner knowing, and the people around you will start dipping into your well and drawing out more resourcefulness and wisdom than you realize you had. You are far more adequate than you can possibly imagine.
Beautiful.
That well is like the well of wisdom that doesn't come from here. It comes from here and your connection to source. So just know you always have access to that well. And it's just a matter of tapping in.
Yep. It's got a tune. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's.
I love that he does the two sides. I love that he does the what it is and then the shadow side.
Mm-hmm.
It's so important because again, just like with our open centers in human design, it's that awareness of knowing what it is so that when that feeling comes up, when you begin to feel inadequate, look at it. Why am I feeling this way? And know that it's the other side. It's the resourcefulness. It's knowing that you have everything that you need right inside of you.
Well, and the gifts emerge, the gift in the city, the highest frequency emerges from the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the dark and the light, the yin and the yang. You're able to just witness it and without judgment say, oh, wait, but I have this gift within me as well. The gift of resourcefulness. This is in my EQ. So I've been, February, we were being with the EQ and that, like the emotional response. And I looked, Alyssa, at your chart and you don't have this in any of the keys, but you have this within you. And this is the knowledge that you're, will serve you right now of just knowing that when you're feeling inadequate, when you're feeling like you don't have what it takes, feel it into your body. He talks this key, he talks in general about it being in the emotional field. So our body, like where we feel inadequate is really in our bodies, right? When we're, and that's so fascinating. I actually just thought about like body image and women with body image. Where do we feel inadequate? And it's our body that we're not embracing. And but how resourceful is our body? Like, I mean, what can it do? And how is it like the inner workings of it and all of that? So what a beautiful card. So I hope that serves you.
Everything that it does for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's a fun one.
You're very welcome, Alyssa. She says, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Always my pleasure. Our pleasure. Anybody else? Let me check over on Facebook, see if anybody else is. We're pulling cards for fun or we're talking courtyard, community, collaboration, all of that stuff. So it is a quiet day today. But if anybody wants to have me grab a card for you, I'd be happy to.
Yep. Had a couple people join and we're pulling the Gene Key cards right now, the wisdom cards. If you'd like a card pulled, yes, we have another one that would love a card pulled.
Okay.
Is it Lorian, I believe? Lorian? Oh, hi, Lorian. Thanks for joining. She's following from Clubhouse.
Oh, good, good. We were just talking about Clubhouse.
We were just talking about how wonderful Clubhouse is and amazing. Yeah, Stephanie. So Lorian would love a card, and I hope I'm saying your name correct. Oh, Loriana, beautiful, Loriana. She would love a card.
Loriana, you get the 33rd.
Ooh, 33. Light. What is the word?
Mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
What's coming up for you? Something came for you about the 33rd.
I know. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want to hear you.
I felt like it's interesting because when she hopped on, I felt a little bit of like and a lot of energy. No, I don't want to say scattered, but a little bit of scattered, like a whole bunch of that extra energy and like all around and bebopping and then you pulled the card and it had the mindfulness, and I just felt like, yes, if you take time to just really tune into who you are, tune into what you want, then your true dreams, your true wants and desires will take flight.
Yeah. Well, the shadow is forgetting.
Oh,
When you're in a space of forgetting, you know, or that scattered, that's what I'm like. I feel that scattered energy and that forgetfulness, and just know that mindfulness is really about being present and being in the present moment.
she says 3 is running after me. It's chasing me. Beautiful. So just another synchronicity for you.
And I'll just share, for some reason, I'm going to, hold on, something's popping. I'm going to share the programming partner of 19, which the gift of sensitivity, of trusting into, you're sensitive to all nature. You're sensitive to all, like just life inner workings, and the shadow is codependent of being codependent of something outside of ourselves. So trust in the mindfulness, trust in that you can get centered and get present, but that you are enough. The God wisdom, the God essence that's within you it's within you. It's not outside of you.
Right. Exactly. All of our answers are within.
Yes.
So whenever you start to feel that little scatteredness or that forgetfulness, or just take a deep breath and allow yourself to bring your awareness to your heart center and just become truly mindful about you and what it is that you need in that moment.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's fun.
These are such great days. And I am so excited, just so that you know, Loriana, Stephanie and I will be we launch Human Design for Life tomorrow in Clubhouse. It will be every Thursday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you'd like to join us, we would love to have you in there.
Yeah. We're excited to have that. I submitted the stuff to become a room Clubhouse. Let's see, I'm learning it. Just go, right? You just do.
Just do.
And so we're just gonna start being.
Yep.
Being.
And then I have another woman that I met. I'll shout out to her that I met in Clubhouse. She is Love Ripples Academy on Instagram. But we're going to start doing a mediumship type room together also that we starting.
That is so fun. I actually peeked into a room where it was, I don't even know who he was, but he claims, famous medium on all these channels or whatever. But it was a huge room. It was huge.
Yep.
But when I went into it, I felt it was a stage. Like I felt the energy was a stage.
Right.
And it was I was like, oh, Celeste gets to create a room like this, but it's going to be in the courtyard environment where it's not on a stage. Like, oh yeah, that'll be fun. I'm excited for you guys. I can't wait to listen in.
Very exciting. It's interesting because I was talking to a friend of mine this morning and she's like, why do you love Clubhouse so much? And I said, I think it's because I'm supposed to be focused on the collective. That's where my intention goes, to what's good for the collective. And that is truly a collective space, yeah, versus just a small tribes and one-on-ones, which I love those. I love my interactions with my one-on-one clients and groups, but.
Well, your team, like what's going to be really cool about it is sorry if you can hear the noise in the background, but as you're guiding people to that the message is perfect for them, even in a collective space.
Yeah.
Well, you can be in a room of 1,000 people and they're talking to Sam over here, and the message that they're giving to Sam is the same message that you deserve to receive. Right. And I have been in spaces where they're speaking to the person, and they're not giving that permission to receive the message for yourself as well.
Right. Right.
Uh,
That's what this is about. If you just joined us, Stephanie is pulling Gene Key cards today. So if you would like one, please let us know. Raise your hand or just shoot something in the DMs on any of the outlets that we're on, and we would love to get you a card. We're also talking about the Clubhouse. We've both kind of gone down the rabbit hole with the Clubhouse, and we're talking about the rooms that we have that we've started on there. Yeah.
Let's talk about the collective collaborations. And what I also love about it is that because it is just voice, it takes away all of the the getting camera ready and making sure the lighting. I mean, I don't care about that, but it takes away all of that where you can just be and just listen in and, just be in the energy of the space, and you can go away quietly if you don't feel it, and go find somewhere else. So.
Yeah. It's awesome. And you can be in there and learning about other people as you're there, because you can click on and look at their bios, and then you can click right into like their Instagrams and Twitters, and it gives you the opportunity to follow new people. It's been amazing. I've loved it.
Awesome. I'm excited. It's been
I don't know who invented it, but it was a great idea. It's a great way to connect with people in a different.
Actually, I'm curious, and I maybe will research that, because I feel like it's a conscious entrepreneur, conscious group of people.
Oh, I'm sure.
Feel it's just a different energy, and it's so needed in the environment, our social media environment that we have, where
there's so many things. Like, seriously, I tell people, I'm like, you can search something and you'll find it in there. You'll find a room to go in and listen to. Just happened to accidentally click on a room the other day, and like, I can't remember, there was like a whole bunch of like singer, rapper, songwriters that were all in it, and I'm like, whoa. And and they're like telling fascinating stories about like J-Lo and Jay-Z, and I'm like, oh, it was just very interesting. And then I got out, but you're right there in the mix of it. It really is awesome. Loriana just put high class social media. Definitely is, Loriana. That is a fabulous way to put it. High class social media.
Yep.
And everyone is so helpful. And that's what I love. You and I talk about this all the time. We just want to empower people to step into their authenticity and to know who they are, and to just share their gifts. And that is what this is. It just has that feel of just everyone is trying to help each other and just give advice. And it really is great.
Yeah, I agree. We've got 15 minutes, the magical 1:45 mark.
Yeah. So if anyone else wants a card, let us know.
Card, you got a question? You're admiring my remodel of my office. It's coming together.
Beautiful. Mariana said you learned to listen there. Yes, absolutely. It is a good place to just kind of really truly listen.
Yeah.
And it's not people trying to sell you something, or it really is just that collaboration.
Well, doesn't that align though with the shift into the age of Aquarius, innovation, and
yes,
really like we found ways to communicate with people globally.
Yep.
2020 gave us that space to say, okay, I can't be in your aura, I can be in this aura, and really it is that innovation.
Yeah, when I was in the Global Women Summit, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, this is perfect for that age of Aquarius shift.
Yeah.
Whole energy. Taylor would love a card. She just hopped on.
Hey, Taylor, we'll get you a card. So we're pulling just to show you the Wisdom. I know my thing's backwards, but Wisdom Keeper deck. These are the 64 keys, or also gates in human design, if you're familiar with human design. But this
Taylor is a reflector like myself.
Ooh, I love it.
The last mediumship class that I taught, I had 3 reflectors in the class. 3. It was amazing. I'm like, to have them so rare and have 3 in the same room.
so cool. That is so cool. I would have loved that room would have been dynamism is the gift of the 39. And dynamism, that's the gift. The shadow is, I always say this word wrong, provocation.
Provocation.
Provocation, thank you. So I actually sat with this. So what's coming up is, so dynamism is really like, you have this dynamic energy that as a reflector makes it, you're attracting all that energy in. But at the shadow state, you can also provoke people. So you can
trigger.
Yes.
Yep.
People. So let's actually, from a Gene Key perspective, let's see what her wisdom is. Because that one is the gift literally, because dynamism is still provoking people, but at a higher frequency. It's inviting people to change. It's inviting people to shift. It's inviting people to really move through it. So it literally like it is a flower emerging from that soil of shadow. Yeah, I love it.
That card is like the perfect reflector card.
Yes, it is. And the city is liberation. So the highest frequency, you're liberating all of us. It's pretty powerful. I come to you to tell you that it doesn't matter how bad your upbringing was. Ooh, this is very perfect for a reflector. And that you brought that in at the very beginning. All unhealthy conditioning can be reserved. You can contribute to the field of violence in our world by provoking others or allowing yourself to be provoked. Or you can explore your passions and unleash your dynamism by simply letting yourself be and play. Remember, genius isn't unusual. It has nothing to do with knowledge or with the mind. It arises the moment you allow yourself to do what you love. It is time for you to allow your horizons and breath to expand. If you provoke anything in the people around you, may be their creative spark and a deep sense of liberation.
That's beautiful. Yep.
Richard Rudd talks about that one like the very childlike joy. You know, children can just have all this energy in the world and just constantly go, 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 go. And
do all reflectors have a 39 in their chart? I said, do all reflectors have 39 in their chart? I feel like that's like the perfect reflector card right there.
I mean, I can look at yours, obviously. It is a perfect, well, you all have it, right? Yeah. It's not any of your keys, but that doesn't.
It's interesting synchronicities that I always wonder, you know what I mean? Things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be, because he doesn't talk a lot about the different types. You know, his is about that self, the roadmap, and the exploring it within yourself.
Yeah.
And I even watched a video with him, talking about how human design shaped his feelings, but it's really about self-exploration and the patience and peace and the poetic side of that self. He even says, I don't even look at my kids' charts. I don't even know what they are, because that's not what the Gene Key exploration is, which is so interesting.
Well, so we have like 8 minutes left. If anyone else has a question or would like a card, please let us know. If not, we are here every Wednesday at 12 Mountain Standard Time for Conversations for Clarity. Next week is just open discussion, correct? Is just perspective on topics or just whatever you'd like to talk about. So if there's a topic that you've been thinking about and you just love to have a deep discussion on, please shoot us a DM or comment and let us know, and we'd be happy to bring it up.
Yes. Yes, yes.
If nobody else has any questions, maybe we'll wrap.
Yeah, I think we can do that. I'm feeling, let's pull a card just for everybody. Just collectively, let's.
Anyone else that's left that might be listening later and needed one.
You don't have to do much. Self-assurance. 20. The gift of self-assurance. And I would imagine.
Taylor said that was spot on. I've been dealing with some trauma from my childhood lately and really trying to pull myself out. So that was perfect.
Good. Thanks for sharing that.
Thanks, Taylor.
Grounding you in love as you do that. I know that childhood trauma, and especially as a reflector, as I'm learning more about the different types and the reflectors, can imagine being the trauma and our little friendly projectors too. The key of 20, the shadow is superficiality,
Mm,
and the gift is self-assurance. And the city is presence. We talked about that earlier on the call. So fully presence.
that's beautiful.
I come to you to bring you great relief. Your mind may be busy telling you what to do, and that's okay. But for this moment, I invite you to smile tenderly at your sweet, worried mind and know that everything is going to be all right. Right now, there is nothing to do, nothing to make happen. So interesting. I actually wanted to share this final closing thought because it's been coming up quite a bit. And even with alignment, with the recording that you guys did today on our podcast, we talk about synchronicities, and usually it's in light of positive things, like all these things. But synchronicities also happen at all vibrations, including, the lower frequencies. And so just be with how your emotions, and don't resist it. Like Taylor even, obviously you probably know this, but going through healing childhood trauma, like it's okay to be angry and mad. And it's like also like this was shared in one of my Gene Key conversations where she was telling a story about how this guy was being a complete jerk, like just yelling at her and all this stuff. And she at first was just sitting there and present, just saying, hey, you know what? I was just waiting for you very patiently. And he kept going. And she said, you know what? I was having a good day and you're being an asshole. And I'm going to get back in my car and I'm going to continue on with having a good day. Send blessings. She's like, I called him an asshole and it felt good because he was being an asshole in the moment. I appreciate that, because then Richard came in and said, well, I probably would have handled it more. Like, it's all, your design and upbringing. She was a Scottish woman. But it really allowed me to think, like, sometimes we get to meet lower frequencies with lower frequencies. If somebody says something to you, it's almost like you're testing your boundaries. And if somebody says something to you that is a trigger, like, you don't have to take it. You can put your boundaries up. You can speak up when somebody says something wrong, even if because you're coming from a space of love authentically, because that's who we be. That's who we are, the core of who we are. But you can still, like, you don't have to just be a pushover and take it if somebody comes at you with those low frequencies.
Absolutely not. And we are in charge of us.
Yes.
No one else. So if you're not going to take care of you,
Yeah.
don't expect someone else to.
Absolutely. So
we love you all. Thank you
so
much for joining us.
We'll see you next Wednesday.
Yep. See you next Wednesday.